Ladies and gentlemen, this is 404 Error W1 Final, Week 1 Final, and I'm Saitara and I welcome you all. It's time for match number 1 and it's Erangel time. Here we go. Flight path initiates from the western Jodhpur city and finishes off towards the south of Nowar Ipnoi, favoring the western regions of Erangel map and the southern regions of Erangel map too. And it's going to be difficult for teams to head towards Seveni, Staber, and Kameshki. Even the eastern part of Erangel is quite difficult to be accessed. But if we talk about One Esports, they'll be heading towards the big city of Jodhpur, and always they head towards the big city of Jodhpur as their primary drop location. Even on back Esports, they'll be heading towards the big city of Jodhpur, the northern city basically. And these two teams might get into a clash in the very early stages because there's not a lot of distance between these two teams. Both these teams have headed towards the same drop location, so definitely there will be a fight involved. And 777 gets knocked out immediately after dropping, and that is going to be Team Oblivion. Team Oblivion, they're into a fight, and first frag coming in. And who are they fighting against? They're fighting against Team Eurolight Esports. Johnny along with the Marquez. They're in a 1v2 fight against Muradev. Well, Muradev needs to protect himself from those utilities coming into that house. And Muradev has pinned down Marquez. And the other side, it's a 2v2 fight where East Dino and Asta is fighting the duel of the other duel of Team Oblivion. East Dino, he has a front shotgun, and Asta is trying to provide as much as cover as he can. East Dino takes down one player and gets knocked out in trade. Asta, the final player, completely trusting his reflexes, and he takes down East Dino. That is brilliant, but just one shot connection would have been enough. And Asta took down Burunov. I'm sorry for the confusion. East Dino is his teammate. He took down Burunov. Asta will provide that revival. But that one spray of Marcus finishing out both the players of Eurolight Esports, and Eurolight Esports gets eliminated on 17th position. Eurolight Esports falling apart and getting eliminated early. And all the players will be saved. I feel like Asta should have finished all the knocked players. Should have finished 777, should have finished Burunov. Instead of going for that revival, because obviously it was impossible to execute a revival in that situation, or even Asta executed a revival, but still to survive it was very much difficult. So a flush would have been more practical in that situation, in my opinion. By the way, first circle has just initiated, and first circle is favoring the southeastern part of the circle, southeastern part of the map. Circle is favoring the southeastern part of the map, and it's Team 16 that is first one raw. They are fighting Team Revo Esports. Fubik is out of this game. Revo Esports, even they've lost two of their players, so it's a 2v2 fight left. And both these teams are right now maintaining distance, but Revo Esports will try to move in and finish out Lulu to get their second official elimination of this game. But Lulu is about to bleed out, so Revo Esports, they need to control themselves. Because going out and open and risking their lives just to get that one elimination and just drawing pressure on themselves wouldn't be a practical move. So they need to control themselves. Lulu is about to bleed out. Is there any fight happening in the other areas of the map? Still, One Esports hasn't started the fight with their neighbors on back Esports. Both the teams just professionally looting their own areas. Though these two teams have shared their drop location, but both these teams haven't felt the urge to fight with each other. Maybe they'll fight inside the circle. Circle will be the priority of both these teams. And right now, on back Esports and One Esports, both these teams are almost 2,000 or 3,000 meters away from the circle. On back Esports, in fact, they're 3,000 meters away from the circle. So they have to just go all the way back towards Sarki. And on that way, maybe they'll find vehicles. And that's the only way they can head towards the circle. One Esports, they've already found vehicles for them and they'll start moving now. STG Esports, they're away from action, but they've found really good vehicles for them. And if they move towards Nowhere Hypno, they'll find two teams. And they can fight both the teams if they want. Because the eliminations is the first priority of teams since this week one final. And the first game, Erangel, you need to start off well. You need to go for aggressive start in Erangel, specifically. So that you can reduce pressure on yourself. And if you get a good position on points table in the first game, I feel like Miramar is pretty much easy for you then. You can just go for the survival points. Then finishes points is not your priority. And your gameplay gets more enhanced in the recall phase of Rondo. That's also a factor. And STG Esports, mostly they focus on getting more and more elims into their bag. They love getting eliminations. They love fighting in the early stages. It's just a matter of time. Madeline on the other side gets knocked out. It's team 404, they're into a fight. Just two players participating in this game, by the way. And Ryuga distancing himself from his teammate. Separating himself from the team, from his teammate. And for now, not interested to continue this fight. Take this fight on a whole other level. So Ryuga would like to just survive for his team. And obviously that would have been a 1v4 fight, which is risky. And Team 404 would like to survive for now. 404, 404 is the same thing. ATX Esports, by the way, they went to Sosnovo commentary base. One Esports, by the way, they're into a fight against Team Oblivion. And two of the players have been eliminated of One Esports. By the way, Forex is still knocked out. He hasn't been eliminated, but you never know. And Tino's in a 1v1 fight against Marcus. Tino's would like to move in. And Marcus gets knocked out. And that's a really good strategy by Tino's. I mean, throwing the grenade. And Marcus was just trying to get out of the grenading radius so that the grenade wouldn't affect him. And he didn't expect that Tino's all of a sudden would get out of his cover and attack him. So Mark Z got overwhelmed there. Good strategy by Tino's. He outsmarted his opponent, definitely. Jimmy unleashes on 777. He's in a wide open area, by the way, with his vehicle. He still travels back to a safe area. And since only one player has opened up the fire, Oblivion Esports will try to close in. Yes, they are moving in closer. And Jimmy now, he was insecure there. Knew that Oblivion Esports is straight up. Oh boy! 777 is an absolute genius. He was chasing down Jimmy. He changed the seat of his vehicle and he took down two players now. Now 777 finishes Jimmy and knocks down Forex by changing the seat of his vehicle. And that is just insane. Just filling up his team with hopes. Tinos is the final player surviving. And he will be taken down pretty easily. And that's it. One Esports gets eliminated on 14th position. Such a great job done by Team Oblivion. 8 eliminations they have now. Burunov still hasn't secured any elimination. But that's absolutely fine. But 777, the way he brought in those 2 knocks, that helped Team Oblivion to rise back into this fight, definitely. And Oblivion is the man. 777 is the man for Team Oblivion for now. These 2 openings were crucial. On back Esports. Well, now they are rotating. Second circle has been initiated, ladies and gentlemen. It will be a western shift by the circle. And there is so much chaos on the Sosnovo military base bridge. So many teams. Rosker, Algeria. Rosker, Algeria. They'll be taking on Team ATX. Anthrax Esports. And RSC ends up with a height advantage, so they can control this fight now, as ATX has a low ground disadvantage, but still they'll try to grab an advantage for themselves. And since our ATX, they're moving so much, Team RSC has to pay attention in each and every direction, because any of the players of Team ATX might end up behind their backs, ending up stabbing them in the back, but Triple NX gets a knock, gets the flush immediately, and that will be Rox, who's out of this game. RSC, even he switches the seat, and he takes down Tanok. Now RSC controlling this fight completely. Rosker, Algeria, they'll be having the upper hand. None of the players got knocked down, and it's a 2v4 left. Flamenco, even he wants to run away. He wants to get into a safe spot, as he was surrounded by the players of RSC there. Rosker Algeria now will try to chase down Team ATX, and they will put them to sleep. And obviously now, once you start a fight with such positivity, you'd like to end that fight with positivity too. So Rosker Algeria, they're trying to chase down the players. And Posey, now he will be caught in open. Even Flamenco couldn't drive his vehicle responsibly, and Flamenco will be finished out too. So Rosker Algeria, they'll be winning that fight. And I was talking about Rosker Algeria needs to pay attention in all the directions. Because Team ATX was continuously moving there, and one of the players could have ended behind the back. That happened, but Triple NX dealt with that situation incredibly. And Rosker Algeria winning that fight. Getting 4 eliminations. 4 early eliminations for them. On back esports, well, they used the Western Highway to get a boat or maybe a hovercraft for themselves. And there they met Team 13, that is Team Mad Pigs. They've lost 2 players, Ethers is out, but they've given a casualty to Mad Pigs as well. Looting in a wide open area. This is a big red flag. But Mad Pigs, yes, they can see the players. And here they go. Yoku Boss could have crouched, could have thrown, could have dealt a better spray. And this will be second casualty for Team Mad Pigs. Now they're down to just 2 players. And even Mad Pigs, maybe they wanted to do the same thing like on back. They wanted to get a boat for themselves, and that's how they wanted to rotate to its Sosnovaka military base. Well, Rosker Algeria, again, they're into a fight. So it's never any business on the bridge, surely. There are multiple teams who want to utilize the bridge to cross into its southern island. But Savage, oh no, Zeem with a bad move, just colliding that vehicle into that tree and made things difficult for himself and his teammate. So Savage is out of this game. Zeem made it worse for Rosker Algeria, leaving Zero all alone. Final player alive. He takes down Speed, and down goes Speed. That was a quick elimination. And Team AKA down to 2. Skiller gets knocked out. Zero again with a fabulous job, and he can still save his team. Akatsuki Esports. That's unfinished business right now. Well, they will execute the revival. Skiller is out of this game. And Zero doesn't have any utilities right now. If he had a utility, if he had a grenade, he surely must have eliminated Akatsuki Esports by now. But since he doesn't have any utility, that is what is stopping him from eliminating Akatsuki Esports at this point. Triple NX is giving enough information to Zero. And even he can think about closing in. Maybe now, after looting the crate box of Speed, maybe he'll find himself some grenades. No, he didn't find any. Akatsuki Esports didn't even flesh out Triple NX. And here comes in the retaliation. So one thing is true, Zero, he was thinking about reviving his teammate, but that won't happen. And now he has to take his vehicle, he has to take himself in a better spot. It's a wide open area. Akatsuki Esports, now they're straight away heading towards Zero. So this is a problem. Zero needs to run away, or he's going to stop here. And he gets out of their side, but he cannot travel a long distance, maybe? Oh, the back tire has been punctured. Akatsuki Esports know what they're doing. Akatsuki Esports knows what they're doing. And Zero is preparing himself for this 1v2 fight, which is going to decide the fortune of Team RSC. This fight is going to decide the future of Team RSC. And one of the players maybe will stay back, and Zero have to fight both the players, but a long range and a close range fight. And that's a great burst to start off with. Look at Beast. Straight away goes for the flank angle. Zero has no idea about him, and he delivers. That's it. Rosker Algeria is out. They're eliminated on 12th position. Akatsuki Esports now has 9 eliminations. That is outstanding. STG Esports, by the way, they are being favored by the Circle. Circle moves for a southeastern shift. STG Esports has a great position, height advantage. Johnny takes down Ellen Boy, and Mad Pigs, they're out. Mad Pigs gets eliminated on 11th position. Last hope. I guess they wanted that height advantage, that spot, to get more eliminations for them because they haven't secured their first elimination till now. So maybe they wanted that spot, that big hill for them. But since HTT East was captured at first, I don't know why Last Hope is not ready to fight HTT Esports. Last Hope is not interested to initiate that fight. They just saw Team STG, didn't even try to initiate that fight. And yes, HTT Esports indeed had a great height advantage when they were on that ridge. So Last Hope Esports doesn't want to initiate a fight when they are having a disadvantage maybe. So yeah, I mean, not a bad decision that was. QRX Esports, they're roaming in a very close area. QRX Esports, Rayhan Ward gets knocked out. Tinder in a 1v1 fight against Carrasco. And Carrasco gets knocked out. And now Team QRX Esports, they will start regrouping in this area. I think they would like to take down another player of Team Last Hope. And as soon as he saw the whole team regrouping, he immediately switches on to the grenade. And this is the second casualty. Maybe Carrasco, he will be saved. Loco. He'll force Tinder to step back. And that was Manu who's forced Tinder to step back. Kiloko is going for that revival, he's saving his teammate. And finally, now Last Hope East was there off the mark. They'll be getting the first frag. And this is what they were waiting for. Head-to-head fight. QRX East was a bit unlucky they were. They met Last Hope East was in an unexpected manner. And Carrasco with a great tracing, taking down Rayhan. QRX Esports, they are paralyzed now as they are just down to 2 players. So now they need to search a good spot inside the circle. A underrated position where a 4-player strong team wouldn't like to push that kind of a position. They have to search for themselves so that they can survive for a long time in this Erangel game. Team 11, I guess they're out of this game. Now that's Team 16, first one, RO. I guess they've lost another player. And yes, they're eliminated from this game. So they've lost this game. Oblivion Esports, continuously they are fighting. And Buronov, it's been a liability since the very beginning of this game. Unlucky. Buronov will be in this Erangel game. The first one of the week 1 finals. And he will get eliminated without contributing in terms of eliminations. So 10 elims, 4 by 7, 777, 4 by Johnny, and 2 by Marquez. And now even Oblivion Esports, they're in that same stage, that same state where they have to secure an underrated position for themselves to survive. Where a 4-player strong team cannot really find any interest for themselves. That kind of position Team Oblivion Esports needs to look for. But at this point, this is stage 4. And the circle is so big, small amount of teams, small amount of players are alive right now. So comparatively, it's easy to rotate. But there are multiple teams who are searching and hunting down teams. So Oblivion Esports needs to protect themselves from those kind of teams. 777 was about to get knocked out. He went in too much close to Team Last Hope. Last Hope Esports with those warning shots trying to keep 777 away from them. But that was clear that 777 had no clue about his opponents who were present right in front of him. That is Last Hope Esports. So if Last Hope Esports could have just held their fire, if Last Hope Esports had held their fire for a bit longer, then 777 could have completely closed in, and that would have been an easy opportunity for Last Hope Esports to finish him out. That could have been their second elimination, but just too much hurry to deal the fire, and they'll lose the opportunity of getting another elimination, but they'll be getting plenty of opportunities like this one. And the pace of this game has really slowed down. Really no fight happening right now, but here we go. It's going to be RH Academy, and they are going after Team Revo. Just one final player surviving maybe for Team Revo, and he heals himself. And that's Gara. Now that's Titan, who's the final player surviving. But never ever underestimate your opponents. I mean, anything can happen. This is PUBG. Titan deals a really great shot connection on Slazy, getting himself really good damage. Dealing damage on 2 players at the same time with that DBS, that bullet spread. Really creating the difference for now. He buys himself a really good time. Will he be able to heal himself? Oh, that was a close call. Titan won't be able to connect that. DBS. Musa, by the way, taking down Slazy. So Titan has to deal with just 1 player in close range because HTZ Esports, they're ruining it for Team RH Academy. And still Titan hasn't popped in that first aid. What is he waiting for? He goes with a jump shot and he deals the final blow. RH Academy, they're out. RH Academy gets eliminated on 8th position, and we're down to 7 teams and 15 players. And is he trying to troll RH Academy? Maybe he is. That was intentional. That was not a mistake. And STG Esports now, waiting here is none of their business. It's not in their interest, so STG Esports, yeah, waiting here is not in their interest, so they will be heading towards the safe areas. As they'll be compromising with the winner chicken dinner just for this 1 extra elimination. But immediately after entering the circle, Faker gets knocked out. And even they have a hovercraft right now to rotate. And obviously when you're rotating with the hovercraft, the whole map gets to know that you're rotating. Faker got knocked down, Musa is low, will heal himself. My goodness, they have 2 hovercrafts. So one of the hovercraft has been destroyed, so they need to carry Flag and Faker in the other one. But they can utilize these caves maybe if they are inside the circle, and the gates of this cave, are they really open? That's also a question, because if the gates are sealed, then HTG Esports might not be able to enter in. They have to make this open area payable for them. Team 404 gets eliminated on 7th position. QRX Esports, they're rotating from the ridge, from the south of the circle, and they've already reached the center. And maybe they'll find a shack there, and that shack might help them out. But that's not going to be a big playing area for them. So they might get stuck in that shack. They might get overwhelmed there. Not much breathing space they'll have. But they just have 2 players alive, so maybe a shack is enough for 2 players to survive. But those utilities are going to be a problem. STG Esports, they'll be getting into that cave. 777 is going to get eliminated. He will get knocked out, and now he will get eliminated as Faker is moving in to finish him off. And where are those shots coming from? I don't know why Team Oblivion was so much separated at this point. These 2 players could have played together. Johnny and 777 maintaining a huge split, which was unnecessary, especially when you're just surviving with 2 players. But Oblivion Esports, terrific performance by their side, because they had good eliminations. And they're still surviving, by the way. They are not eliminated, so there's no need to grieve for now. They're still in this game. But Johnny finishes flank, and he gets another frag for his team. So a dozen elimination for Team Oblivion. And still they are in this game. Good placement points as well. Faker gets knocked out, and HTG Esports, they are being seen by all the teams in this map, as they are right at the center of the circuit, so they will get overwhelmed. It's not even a question. Titan now, he's moving. Wings, that's a great racing by Wings. That's it. Team Revo gets eliminated on 6th position. 5 teams. Now it becomes 4 as the Katsuki Esports has been eliminated, but Wings trying to stop the slamming of Last Hope. Gets a player, gets the flush immediately. Carrasco shows up. Wings misses the first shot of the TBS, but Carrasco is being bothered as he's being stabbed in the back from the other teams. Clutch shows up and he finishes Carrasco by that Rhino, and that's Hutch and not Clutch. But yes, he does the job fantastically. Johnny takes down Tinder, so it's a 1v1 fight for Wings. Tinder is out of this game. It's a 1v1v1, and Wings is burning in that Molotov. Maybe Johnny will get his hands on Hutch. Look at Wings. He's barely surviving in 1 HP, and Hutch has already pulled that grenade, and it will take down Wings. So we are left with just 1v1 in Oblivion Esports. Johnny, now, he's completely relying on his reflexes. But Hutch, instead of wasting his bullets, he is going to rely on his grenades. And this one grenade might end things for Johnny. He's so much low, and this grenade is going to do the job for Hutch. Definitely, it is all over. Team QRX gets a winner-winner chicken dinner. 8 elims and a winner-winner chicken dinner, which is insane. What a way to start, and that was so much unexpected. Never thought that Team QRX might end up getting a winner-winner chicken dinner, because they faced 2 casualties in the fourth circle, and after that, just 2 players hard carrying the game, Tinder and Hutch. Hard carrying the team, getting the job done. Winner chicken dinner, and it was so much difficult. So now it's time to take a short break, and we'll be right back with match number 2, which is going to be Miramar. Till then, like, subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for match number 2. We're heading towards Miramar. The flight path is here. Initiates from the southwest of Puerto Paraíso. Finishes off towards the northeast of La Cobreria, favoring the central regions of Miramar map. QRX Esports with a wonderful winner chicken dinner from the last game. They've started off really well this grand finals, and they're really the head of the table. But they have to show consistency in Miramar, the most toughest map, the map of discipline. If they want to maintain their #1, if they want to maintain their position they have after the first game, they have to maintain consistency. They have to end up in the top 3 in this Miramar, which is very much difficult. It's difficult to outsmart and outperform teams here in Miramar comparatively, because you're not just competing with your opponents, but you're competing with multiple factors here in Miramar. The terrace ridges, which challenges your rotation, and the environment as well here in Miramar. The sandstorm and all, creating the difference in fights. We have started with a total number of 19 teams and 76 players, so almost all the teams are playing with all their 4 players. First circle has been initiated too, favoring the central regions of Miramar map. The weather as well here in Miramar. Weather would be the correct term. The weather here in Miramar is also challenging. So multiple factors. But the fight has started in Hacienda del Petron. Oblivion Esports getting 2 frags. Then Esports. Sugar gets knocked out. Dare, final player surviving. Oblivion Esports is squaring up on him, but Dare gets Johnny. And that jump shot of Marcus will put an end to Dare, and that's it. Within a fraction of a second, Team Zen Esports gets eliminated. Rosca Algeria versus Team RB. Savage has nothing right now. Absolutely nothing. The grenade was about to take him down. Another one. Savage barely surviving in 10 HP. Same. Would he like to move in? Would he like to move in closer and save Savage? But to be honest, he has no opportunity to do that. He has no chance to save his own teammate. Savage is just trying to run here and there. Same. Unloads on his opponent. And Savage, as soon as he jumps down, Savage gets knocked out. And he will be flushed out immediately. So first casualty coming in for Team RSC. QRX Esports. That is just unbelievable. Straight away QRX Esports goes for that slam in. RSC team. He's in a 1v4 situation. His team connects that from shotgun. Gets one down. But he himself gets knocked out by Rayan Bot. So Rosca Algeria, their game has been ruined. And they are just now left with 2 players, Triple N and Zero. RB Esports, they will keep on fighting. Revan Blood Esports now. I guess they are challenging Team Tribe Warriors. See, with no to go. And he gets stabbed in his back by Triple NX. He could have went in and just healed himself, but too much greediness, and he didn't know about his opponents. The other opponents who were present right behind him. And unlucky CU will be. Now Team TB, they have to go and revive their teammate Tribe Warriors. And Crusader shows up on time. CU will be saved. Raven Blood Esports, again they're into a fight, and this time they will get eliminated. Oblivion Esports again. Team ATX versus First One Raw. Retrox, as soon as he enters the compound, he gets knocked out. But one good thing for First One Raw is that they are having Nimbus advantage probably in this fight. They've taken down a player. 1v1 for Lulu, and Lulu will be overwhelmed, gets knocked out. Gets flushed out immediately. Fubuk gets a knock, gets the flush. ATX Esports. Just 2 players live. Flamenco is already knocked out. Podsy will be going for that revival, but even if he gets the revival, maybe it's almost impossible for him to survive inside a small house. And already now, DVL has pulled that grenade, and this one grenade is gonna put an end to the whole lineup of Team ATX. Team ATX gets eliminated on 16th position. Just 15 teams and 55 players are now alive. Continuously teams are fighting. Again now, it's Rosca Algeria who is in a fight. And probably one last player surviving. That is Zero. Rosca Algeria was playing so well in the last game. But it always happens, whichever team performs well in the first Erangel, They fall short in the very next game, and that's what is happening with Team RSC right now. They performed incredibly well in the last game. Here, in the very early stages, they will get eliminated, and CU connecting 2 back-to-back shots with a pump shotgun. Rosker Algeria gets eliminated on 15th position, and we are left with 14 teams and 53 players. And now I guess all the drop clashes and gunfights are over. Teams, yeah, they're maintaining distance. All the drop clashes and gunfights are almost over now, and teams are quite separated. By the way, Eurolight Esports, they've headed to Spartona, so they'll have to cover up a huge distance to enter the circle. But the first circle is quite associated with the flight path, so it's easy for all the teams to travel. But how did Eurolight Esports head to Spartona? I mean, Spartona was not at all favored by the flight path, so they had to do a lot of hard work just to access Spartona. They had to travel a lot. They had to grab vehicles, and then they headed to Spartona. And look at Team Tribe Warriors. Even they are going away from the circle. They're heading towards the north, maybe. They're trying to head towards water treatment, as water treatment maybe is the primary drop location. I don't know what Tribe Warriors is trying to do at this point, because water treatment was being favored by the flight path. Why didn't they directly access water treatment? That's also a question. And Tribe Warriors can invest this time, these efforts, into getting a good spot inside the circle instead of heading towards the northwest, instead of heading towards the northern edge. And getting loot for themselves. Instead of that, they could have just headed towards the center of the circle. That would have been a safer spot for them. And eventually they could have got enough loot for themselves too. But now maybe they'll be hoping best from the second or third circle, because the second and third circle eventually gives you the closure. The first circle doesn't give you that much information. You cannot rely on the very first circle or the center of the very first circle to get yourself positioned well. RH Academy versus Team OnBack Esports. Sathas, he will be welcomed. And just 2 players of RH Academy right now in this round. But yes, the company shows up on time. So it will be a 4v4 maybe. Valeo Slazy showing up on time. And Slazy capturing a better angle. Now he's going to attack Team OnBack Esports from the sidelines. This is a terrible situation for OnBack Esports, and Sathas gets knocked out. Pressure rising on Team OnBack. Zuma is trapped behind that wooden box. And a utility is going to ruin everything for him, but he repositions himself on time. Look at Melio. Even HTG Esports right behind the back of Melio, so he has to be careful. Zuma, he steps out in open, and what is he gonna do? Is HTG Esports in the outer skirts, RH Esports in the same compound. Tikio, he needs his teammates' help. Zuma got backstabbed by Musa, and OnBack Esports, they'll get eliminated on 14th position. Well, RH Academy, 2 of the players have been knocked out, so HTG Esports, they are smelling the situation of RH Academy, and they'll immediately show up for their third party. And there goes in the reckless push. Maleo with this on-point grenade, he'll take down flank. Switches onto the AUG. Almost took down Musa, but he have plenty of grenades. He'll get another chance. And Slazy takes down Musa for now, so RH Academy, they are doing a fine job. They're about to win this fight. Faker is the final player surviving. It's a 1v2 situation. STG Esports, they fell in their own trap. And STG Esports is out. RH Academy has done a fabulous job here. First winning that fight against OnBack Esports, and then tanking that third party as well. Blocking every attack of Team STG Esports. What a defense by RH Academy. Well, I have no words right now. What a play. And we're down to 12 teams and 46 players. We've seen a lot of bloodshed till now. So many fights happened. Second circle has been initiated. Moves for a northwestern shift. Revo Esports, they're into a fight. Gara gets knocked out as soon as the fight starts, maybe. No, they're not into a fight. Gara got knocked out because of the blue zone damage. Revo Esports, they're taking a lot of time to move And still, these two guys are in Torre Umida, Sapsona and Gara. And Sapsona hasn't revived Gara yet. What's going on here? What's the confusion? Now, team's heading towards the center of the circle. Now, second circle maybe will give players a bit of closure what position they need to secure just to keep themselves inside the third and the fourth circle to avoid a rotation at the crucial stages. Because obviously in Miramar, when you rotate in the crucial stages of the game, especially in the third, fourth, or fifth circle, that's where most of the teams get eliminated or they fail to execute a good rotation. And most of the times, what happens is whichever team already has a good position inside the circle, especially in Miramar, and they continue to get good position for themselves inside the circle, they end up getting winner winner chicken dinner. So circle anticipation and prediction is the key part of this Miramar game. Key strategy of Miramar. If you lack in predicting the movement of the circle, you will never succeed in Miramar. And one thing is great that there's just one Miramar being played in finals. If there were two, then it could have created a huge difference on the points table. But since it's just one, it wouldn't affect teams that much. But QRX Esports, they are eliminated from this game. And with just 6 eliminations, with just 6 points, they are eliminated from this game. I was talking about them maintaining consistency in this second game of Miramar, although they've got 6 points, but that's not enough. Because whichever team gets a winner chicken dinner with good amount of eliminations, surely they can overtake QRX Esports on points table. Because the first Durango game, QRX Esports just had 8 eliminations, and that's not enough. Obviously, that's not enough. That's not going to create a huge difference on the points table. 18 points from the first game, now 6 more, so it makes it 24 total points for QRX Esports on the points table. So even if RH Academy, with the kind of performance they've shown till now, the kind of resilience they've shown till now, if they end up getting a winner chicken, then I feel like they're getting #1 immediately. And now they've seen their new target at Zero Light Esports. Storm will be seen. And Storm is quite separated. He needs to call him his teammates. He needs to call his teammates as soon as possible, because you never know. At any moment, RH Academy might shift their gear. And they might think about slamming into that compound, which will just ruin the pace of Eurolight Esports. It will ruin the momentum of Eurolight Esports. Even one casualty, it creates a big impact on the mindset. And mostly what happens is one casualty after the other. Even we can talk about Oblivion Esports. He performed incredibly well in the last game. Here as well, 8 early eliminations. So one thing is straight. Oblivion Esports wants blood. They want elimination. In this game as well, they didn't hold themselves. When they got opportunities to fight, they fought. And already they have 8 eliminations. But they've lost a lot of players till now. 3 casualties for them, so 75% of the team has already been eliminated. Just one player remaining. Johnny, just like the last game, he has to survive till the very end. Johnny did an incredible job in the last game too, so he is the most experienced player on Oblivion team's side. This game as well now, he has to set an example with his experience. How much can he carry his team in this map of Miramar? Because comparatively, in Miramar, it's difficult for a solo player to survive, because especially while rotating in the crucial stages of the game, you need the assistance of your teammates. So many ridges here, and while dealing with those ridges and opponents at the same time, you need assistance from your teammates. And that is what the final player of Team Oblivion is not going to have, which is Johnny. But let's see how much he can survive. Well, I think he just needs to make it to the top 5. And eventually Oblivion Esports will reposition themselves on points table in a positive way. They'll climb up and not down, because they've done better as compared to Team QRX in this game. They were on second position on points table. And even with the amount of eliminations they had in the last game, you never know. They might be even more close. They might be even more close to Team QRX Esports. More closer than we think. Third circle has been initiated, by the way. Third circle moves for a northern shift. So a big fight is going to take place in the southwest. That's a big ridge area, a hilly area, so it's difficult to travel from that particular location. The south of San Martin, so many ridges, so many terrains, yeah. And 3 teams, this much closer. We're going to witness a big fight. At least in this game, Team 404, they're going to play with all their 4 players. Last game, just 2 players were playing here. You're saying 4 players of Team 404. Tribe Warriors are their opponents. And since these both teams are present inside the circle, nobody's going to stop them from fighting. The fight is going to start, but for now, 404, they're just looking for an opening. And Tribe Warriors, they know how much desperate Team 404 is. So maybe now they will control themselves from peeking or lurking. And maybe holding inside the compound will be a better option. Because you don't know how many teams are out of the circle and how many teams might end up stabbing you in your back. So completely shifting your focus on Team 404 will be a bad move. And maybe Team 404 is trying to close in as well. They're just trying to reposition themselves. But Ryuga closed in too much. That's Madeline who has closed in. Madeline leading his or her team. Frontline, I don't know. Madeline is a girl gamer or a boy gamer. I feel like Madeline is a girl gamer. So she has closed in too much. And she's in the grenading radius. Crusader even attempted one, but Madeline tanking that grenade. Now it's a battle of burst. Can Madeline get that opening? Even she has a grenade. If she moves a bit closer and try to get one knocked by using a grenade, you never know. But the fourth circle has been initiated, and circle moves for a northern shift. And Team 404 immediately will grab their vehicles and will start moving towards the circle. Now, this is where the circle becomes more predictable. If you now hold the center of the circle, not the exact center, but if you hold your position deep inside the circle, there are higher chances that the circle might start favoring you. Might keep on favoring you till the very end. So Johnny, look at him. Immediately Johnny chooses the center of the circle. And he's not scared of anything. If any 4-player strong team shows up here in Hacienda del Patron, he's ready to fight. He's not afraid. He's not trying to hold a underrated position inside the circle. Dark East, by the way, they're regrouping here in Hacienda del Patron. Abu Bakar gets 4x. 1 esports down to 3. First setback for them. Came a bit late. But it is unavoidable, inevitable. RH Academy, again they're into a fight. But this time Melio gets knocked out. Fight coming up from the north. It's last hope against them. Lazy. Well, that was Melio who will take down Gonzalo. Gonzalo is out. Slazy was being too much cautious there. It's good to be cautious. Precaution is better than cure. Wow. Slazy gets knocked out. There's the third party coming in for Team Revo. 1 grenade and the game is over for Last Hope. They're out. They're eliminated on 12th position. Revo Esports keeps on doing the job in terms of third party. And now Melio is the final player surviving. So Revo Esports, they have to capitalize. They have to move in closer. Melio gets ready with a grenade, but it's a 2v4 scenario. Smartly Revo finishing out all the players. Oh, Gara gets caught in the grenade. He will be quite unlucky there. Melio connects that UMP45 a bit, but he gets knocked out by the pump shotgun. And the final player, Slazy that was. No, that was S-Crows of RH Academy. He won't be able to eliminate Team Revo, and he himself gets eliminated. So on 11th position, elimination will be faced by Team RH Academy. 10 teams, 30 players. It's time for the next shift of the circle. And it moves west. So Johnny is still present inside the circle, and the more time he spends inside the circle, the more safe he is, the more closer he takes himself to hashtag 5. He's already made it to the top 8. Mad Pigs, they're out. They're eliminated on 9th position. The Eurolight Esports, they're traveling on feet so that Akatsuki Esports, they don't get to hear the vehicle sound or the engine sound, but Speed knew what was Eurolight Esports, was up to. Speed knew what was going to happen. And he paid attention to Eurolight Esports. Asta is out. Storm heals himself. Akatsuki Esports checking out those grenades. Never underestimate your opponents. Feel like Asta was quite casual there. Absolutely. Asta was standing in a wide open area, trying to peek, and Asta got humbled. Akatsuki was now closes in. Dino cannot reveal himself much. He has to stay in cover. He jumps down. Dino gets knocked out. Storm will be taken down by Skilla, and that's it. Eurolight Esports gets eliminated on 8th position. Akatsuki Esports stretches their performance to top 7. And still 4 of the players are alive, so you never know. Johnny is still alive, still surviving in the corner. And he takes down Chofke of Dark Esports. So now Johnny's position has been revealed. And one thing is true, now Johnny, he will be attacked by Dark Esports. That is inevitable. He cannot avoid that. But he's in a sandwich situation now. Even Revo Esports, they've entered Hacienda. They must have heard the gunshots. Maybe they will try to attack Johnny. Sapsona gets knocked out. Will Johnny be able to steal that frag? Poppy is in a wide open area. See you, Rich. Gets Akatsuki Esports. Speed gets knocked out. Josh will come in immediately. Down to 2 players. Akatsuki Esports is very smart. 5 Warriors here. Just keeping the circle. Crusader gets knocked out by Karov. Team Revo. Akatsuki Esports, they're down to just one last player. One final player is remaining. That is Killer, and he will be cooked too. He will be taken down by Papi, and Revo Esports, they'll be getting few frags for themselves. Few frags will be secured by Team Tribe Warriors. Team Revo and Tribe Warriors collaborating to eliminate Akatsuki Esports. Akatsuki Esports finds themselves in an unfortunate position. But it's time for Team Revo to fight Team Tribe Warriors. They will be closing in for the third party. Hader's in. He will be revived. Poppy finishes Hader's in, and instead he gets knocked out. In return, he gets knocked out. Johnny, look at him. Johnny now bothering Team Revo. Stealing those frags. Stealing the frags of Team Tribe Warriors. And Revo Esports, they were not prepared for Johnny. They didn't know about Johnny's position. Maybe even Titan will be mauled. That was a great spray. Hell of an accuracy by Johnny. Hell of a commitment shown by Johnny. And he dragged his team to the top 6. So now Team Oblivion will be getting placement points out of this game too. Titan gets eliminated by Blade. Team Revo, they will keep on losing their players. Johnny, my goodness! Through those trenches, Johnny makes those connections. Tribe Warriors, they're eliminated on 6th position. Bangs, along with Ryuga against pro players of Team Dark Esports. Johnny gets eliminated because of the blue zone. Bangs connects that shotgun. That's a banger. Joker gets knocked out. Third party coming in from One Esports. Backstab. That's bad. That's really bad. It's bothering Bangs and Ryuga. And Hate Mouse finally knocking down Bangsy. And Ryuga needs to deal with Team Dark Esports all by himself. But what? Dark Esports, they've been eliminated. Abubakar was the final player surviving. And Ryuga with that just one Molotov. With just that one Molotov ends Team Dark Esports. They make it to the top 3. Team 404 survives. One Esports, they have the circle privilege, they have the circle advantage. 404, it's difficult for them to get out of that stable. Team Revo Gara just occupying the circle, most of the area. And he will let Team 1 Esports fight Team 404. And when there is enough bloodshed between these two teams, he will deliver. By that time, he has to just keep himself hidden inside the circle. What? Hate most! There was a gift given to Team 404. He jumped at a very wrong time. And that was enough. That was enough for 404 to create the difference. Ryuga might get traced down by Jimmy. He will get knocked out. Banksy is inside that smoke, and he will be exposed too, and that's it. Team 404, they're eliminated on third position. 2 teams, 4 players. It's a 1v2. Gara, he is exposed, and it's almost impossible for Gara to enter the circle, and he will not give his frag to his opponent. Team 1 Esports with a winner-winner chicken. And with just 3 eliminations, they won't get any freebies in that end fight. Revo Esports will be getting 9 elimination for them. So a good game for Team Revo, and that's the end of match number 2. That was Miramar. Make sure to hit that like button and the subscribe button, as we will be taking a short break, and we'll be right back with match number 3. Till then, like, subscribe. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for match number 3. We're heading towards Rondo, and here we go. The flight path initiates from the west of south and finishes off towards Thin Long Garden. And this is a very crucial game for all the teams who want to make a comeback on the points table, because this is like a one last opportunity. If you get a good recall phase in Rondo, if you get good eliminations in the recall phase, and if you get a winner chicken dinner along with good eliminations, that's the only way you can make a comeback on the points table. If you don't pull off a miracle in this Rondo game, it's almost game over for you. Then you'll have to play the final Erangel game just for formality. Because it's not going to make any kind of sense. Don't do well on this one Rondo game. This is the map of comeback, and let's see which team gets more bloodshed. Last Hope Esports. OG 3-1 split maintained by almost all the teams present here. ATX Esports, well, they are attacking Oblivion. Flame! Well, he gets knocked and finished. Where are his teammates? Why did he alone go in? Not along with his teammates. Podsy gets knocked out by Carrasco. Tanoki, final player surviving here in the fighting zone for Team ATX. You know, I've seen so many teams maintaining 2-2 splits in the recall phase, so that 2 players will recall and 2 players will take part in fights, and after that the 2 recallers will go back to the fighting zone to continue the fights. They'll try to get more eliminations. That is more beneficial in my opinion, because when a solo recaller is left, when the recaller recalls his team and he alone is left with recalls and he has to head towards the fighting zone and fight, he's alone fighting 4-player strong team or 3-player strong team or 2-player strong team. He doesn't have any teammate along with him to give him cover. So I've seen most of the teams maintaining 2-2 splits. 2 players fighting in the fighting zone in the recall phase, and the recallers then, after recalling their teammates, going back to the fighting zone. That is more balancing kind of thing. That maintains more balance, is what I feel. Last Hope Esports. Well, Zen Esports has a really good area, really good position. They have the height advantage. They can really get their eyes on most of the teams present here in U-Lane. Last Hope Esports. One of the players is knocked out. Revival will be executed. EV and Esports still staying on the edge, not going deep in. They don't want to get stuck in a sandwich situation. Johnny has done a fabulous job in the last game. And here Johnny will be heading towards a record tower. That is just unbelievable. So maybe Johnny is the ideal, and he is the most responsible player for Oblivion Esports, as I said in the last game. And just like an ideal, he survived for a very long time in the last game, and he was able to get those important finishes points and placement points for his team. Extra 2-3 elimination points he brought in, and a lot of elimination points, because in the very early stages, Oblivion Esports lost their 3 players, but Johnny did a magnificent job. And now it's a big surprise to me that Johnny is not taking part in the fights in the early stages in the recall phase of Rondo. Instead, he has been sent on the recall tower. 1 Esports, 4 eliminations. You get a winner chicken in the last game. This Rondo can change their fortune, can change everything for them. All they gotta do is just get a good performance out of this Rondo game. It happens most of the times. Whichever team plays well in the first game, they usually fumble in the very next game. So 1 for all Esports. They are the target. 1 Esports, they are the target. Even if you talk about team QRX Esports, same thing happened with them. QRX Esports performed really well. They got a winner chicken in the first round of the game. Then in Miramar, they got eliminated very early. No placement points, but they had 6 elimination points. So that is also kind of a decent performance. Not that bad, but could have been better. Akatsuki Esports. I mean, they had good eliminations in the last game. Here in the recall phase, Akatsuki Esports, they just got 3 eliminations. It's fine. Akatsuki Esports, again, they're into a fight. Dino Takes down Triple NX. And maybe Akatsuki Esports, all the players, they still have recalls because Akatsuki Esports is next to a Orthodox factory. And this is kind of a taboo in Rondo that you should head to a Zeolin or Neon's factory. That's not the reality. You can head towards a isolated drop location. And you can just collect your loot in peace and then you can search and hunt. That is what is being done by Akatsuki Esports. That is what is being done by Akatsuki now. In a very chill way, they'll be able to get 7 eliminations for them. They're not doing multitasking. They're not fighting multiple teams at the same time. They are fighting one team at one time. One team at a time. That's the kind of strategy is being used by Akatsuki Esports. So, it is more relaxing for you when you're fighting one team at a time. It's more chaotic to find in Yulin and Neox factory, and it's comparatively difficult as well to get the eliminations. By the way, Rosker Algeria, they're still here in Yulin now. They're in the outer skirts of Yulin, not completely inside Yulin. They're here in Hongshan, in the south of Yulin. Sorry for the confusion. They are in the south of Yulin, that is Hongshan. Good regroup, by the way. But now they're out of the circle as Circle moves for a southwestern shift. They are far away from the circle, and in fact they are being surrounded by QRX. So that is a dangerous situation. Onback Esports versus Oblivion. No, Oblivion isn't stopping. There's no team who can stop them right now. They're rising on points table. Every game, getting good eliminations, they're surviving really well. Even if they get stuck in a situation where just one player has to survive till the very end, that one player understands his responsibility and he's able to execute everything well. So everything is going right for Oblivion Esports. And I feel like now they should not put themselves in the same situation like last game. In this game, I guess they should be able to maintain the numbers advantage till the very end stage. Because Oblivion Esports, they deserve a winner with a chicken dinner now. First game, they got hashtag 2. The last game, they made it to the top 6. Here, they had 3 early eliminations. Johnny gets knocked out. Zuma brings back Onback Esports into this fight, but Zuma gets knocked out as well. Zetas and Tico, he was surviving. Zetas, he's in a fight. Burunov, he's trying to swim against the tide, and the problem is those stairs. Zetas moves in, gets 777, but Zetas gets knocked out as well. Tico wants to heal himself. Those narrow stairs is the problem to breach this house, to climb upstairs. You don't get material to move. It's very easy for the player upstairs to knock you down. Oh, Tico! That was a blunder. He almost took down himself with that grenade. He is low for now. He is hurt. And by that time, Oblivion Esports, that will be a good reset for them. 777 is the only man who has been flushed out. And maybe he will be recalled too, or this is his permanent elimination. That is also a question. Maybe that's his permanent elimination. Oblivion Esports, they're trying to find Taker, but he keeps on changing his position. He's playing with the minds of the players of Team Tico, of Team Oblivion. Tico is playing with the minds of Team Tico. Tico is playing with the minds of Team Oblivion. I'm sorry, I'm getting confused here. But yeah, Tico is playing with the minds Team Oblivion. Race continuously changing his position. Astrea gets knocked out, by the way. He was speaking here on Team Oblivion. RH Academy, that is. And Oblivion Esports, they have a really good game awareness. What's really going on around them. They have a really good idea about it. Tico, where is he hiding? He's really playing with the minds of Team Oblivion. And maybe he sneaked out of that compound, or he has been taken down. He has been taken down. Maybe RH Academy finished Tico. And that will save time for Team Oblivion. Do they have any recall towers closer to them? Third cycle has been initiated. Moves for a northern shift. Team Oblivion, they have a recall tower pretty much close to them. But it depends. Does 777 has a recall right now or he doesn't? RSC Esports, they're in a 2v3 fight. Hutch, he's way behind. Oh, Rehan deals so much damage on Triple N. Savage knocks down Rehan. What a cover that was. But Scary, while the S-Plug connects, Scary gets knocked out too. So QRX Esports, they're submissive in this fight. Hutch is out and open. And even if he wants to close in, he has to close in from a wide open area. Where is Tinder? Is he close to a recall tower? That would be a great news for Team QRX if he is close to a recall tower. And yes, QRX Esports, that will be a great reset for them as Rehan and Scary will be brought back into this game. Both of them will get a recall, so QRX Esports not really a need to worry. Titan gets knocked out. Sapsona gets Garsako. Is Gara on a recall tie? Does Pappy and Titan has a recall? If they do, then it's great. It's great for Team Revo Esports. They got #2 in the last game. Revo Esports, even they have the threat of getting eliminated early, so they have to watch their footstep. They have to watch themselves every turn. Eurolight Esports, they are going after a first win roll. A 2v2 fight. A 3v2 fight. First win roll, they have no disadvantage. Eurolight Esports, maybe they will retreat towards the zone. 500 meters away, stage 4 is about to begin. Damage is going to be more, so Eurolight Esports, they have to now make a decision. Sergio is going to be more important for them. Muradev gets knocked out. Not the complete lineup of Eurolight Esports retreat from the fight. Muradev was still stuck. Surprise for Team 404. Elfrost gets knocked out. A gap between the ground and vehicle. That exposes Elfrost. Ryuga, Madeline, the two are surviving. Ryuga goes for the revival. Asta for the Flamin knocks Ryuga. Madeline is the final player surviving, and that's it. Team 404, they're eliminated on 18th position. So the team who got #2 in the last game gets eliminated on 18th position. Did they become the first team to get eliminated? No. Not the first team to get eliminated, but the second team to get eliminated from this game. So till now, till stage 4, just 2 teams have got eliminated. So imagine the amount of competition at this point. The commitment these teams are showing. The resilience these teams are showing. That is just incredible. Asta gets kicked by that grenade. Eurolight Esports, now they will become the 3rd team to get eliminated from this game. Eurolight Esports is out. They're eliminated on 17th position. Gara is far away from Sapsona. And Gara has no vehicle, so it's almost impossible for Gara to eliminate this team right here. Voronov gets a finish. That's Team RSC. Astria versus Voronov. Wow, Voronov will be humbled. And Marks takes down Astria. RH Academy down to 2. And Marks, you're gonna get out of this room. That grenade might ruin everything. This time, Scrozy goes for the Molotov. He fails to connect. Maybe it's a 2v2 fight. Uh-oh. Oblivion Esports gonna be showing up out of nowhere. But that was Dark Esports who showed up out of nowhere. Oblivion Esports, they handled the situation pretty carefully. Johnny did get knocked out. But again, Oblivion Esports will get enough time to go for the reset. Zen Esports, by the way, they will be showing up out of nowhere. And RH Academy, they are suffering because of the third party of Zen Esports. Immediately, Zen Esports will be switching their focus. They will be switching their focus on Team Oblivion Esports. Dari is knocked out. He needs a revival. Lazy is so much separated. He's still surviving, by the way, but he's so much separated. Johnny is the final player surviving. And it's a 1v1 left, but Johnny... That was a 1v3, not a 1v1 left. And Johnny won't be able to take his team to the top 5 in this game. This time Johnny falls short. An elimination will be faced by Team Oblivion. But they had plenty of eliminations. More than a dozen of eliminations Team Oblivion had in this game, so it will fulfill their demands on the points table. They're still the head of the table, still has that one they have. Circle moves for a northwestern shift. Stage 5 this is. Team ATX, they just have to conquer the north, and it's a big mega fight for them. A mega fight against Team RB. If they win this fight, they will get a good control of the circle. Pod Z doesn't know about the setup of Team RB. He was stabbed in his back. He survives this time. This time, gets a chance to survive. Bringing deep inside the circle would be a bad move. Team ATX has to stay on the northern edge, and they have to secure this area no matter what. But they have moved in deep inside the circle, and now this is like digging your own grave, and easily Team RB will be able to dominate. Easily they'll take control of the situation, and 2 of the players of Team ATX have been knocked out. Hanzo bringing in both the knocks, and it's comparatively easy now to connect those utilities with such a good height advantage. ATX Esports, there's no chance of surviving. They shouldn't have avoided that fight. Very easily Team RB will be securing a spot for them inside the circle, and they'll be getting 4 extra eliminations as well. That was like a gift given to Team RB by Team ATX. Akatsuki Esports, they're down to 1 player. Skilla. Just 1 bullet connection will be enough for him to get eliminated. HTC Esports ruining everything for Akatsuki. Stage 6 it is. Circle moves for a northwestern shift. Jimmy gets knocked out from the sideline. And Team RB, they're dealing fire on their opponents. They are unstoppable now. They're getting under the skin of all the teams. And Team RB, they are inside the circle. So, I mean, Team ATX, just if they had eliminated Team RB, they could have got a chance to get their hands on winner chicken dinner. But they missed everything. They missed extra 4 eliminations. They missed this big opportunity of getting a winner chicken dinner. Because it was just defending after that. They just had to attack Team RB once. If they had won that fight, it was just about defending the circle, but they lost a golden opportunity. Triple NX took so much time to knock down a player of Zen Esports. And he's going out of the circle, he's going into the blue to fight Joy. Tracing will be done well by Triple NX. But as soon as the circle shrinks, Triple NX is going to get eliminated because it's going to be stage 7. The bandages don't really work. We're down to 3 teams, 6 players. Rosker, Algeria, they're going to get eliminated. On 3rd position maybe. So again, One Esports, they'll be making it to the top 2. And it's a 3v2 fight. Mohan is already knocked out. But no need to worry. Team RB will be executing that revival successfully. But the problem now is that One Esports, they are present inside the circus. So RB Esports, they have to do the difficult job here. Just 1 vehicle will be utilized to move. This is a golden opportunity for Hatemos to trace down the players. But RB Esports won't be extending much. Just getting on the edge of the circle. And now they have to create some openings. They're just 16 meters away, by the way, now. It's comparatively more easy for them to make the situation manageable for them. One Esports still waiting. Jimmy gets knocked out. Now this is a big mistake. Jimmy, there was no need to peek. Could have let Team RB take all the initiative. 8 moves is exposed and it is all over. Team RB gets that winner chicken dinner. 9 eliminations and a winner chicken dinner for Team RB, which is fantastic. And that's it. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and if yes, make sure to hit that like button and the subscribe button. We'll be taking a short break and we'll be right back with match number 4. Till then, like, subscribe. Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the main event of the evening. We're heading towards the final game. Starboard is the starting point of the flight path. The finishing point is the southwest regions of Norep Noi. The flight path completely favoring the eastern regions of Erangel map. And yes, obviously, it's easy to access the eastern part of the map. And we're going to witness a lot of fights in the initial stages of this Erangel game. As just few teams are in contention. The table bottom teams are not going to waste much time, because they have nothing to win, nothing to lose. And in that case, the lobby is very much aggressive. As we can see, a lot of teams are dropping in Yasna Poliana. Almost 4 teams. Rosker Algeria, they're heading towards Yasna Poliana. Along with them, it will be First One Raw and another team. That is team Mad Pigs. They are dropping in Yasna Poliana as well. Akatsuki Esports, I guess they're headed towards Yasna Poliana as well. So almost 6 teams have headed towards Yasna Poliana. It's going to be fun to see which team will conquer Yasna Poliana is the question now. Yeah, almost 6 teams. Then Esports immediately after dropping their first casualty, and they're fighting team Akatsuki Esports. Mad Pigs as well. So 2 teams at the same time. And that was not at all a good decision to jump down the broken wall. Joy will be taken down as well. Yoko Boss unleashes on Team Zen Esports and eliminates them. Akatsuki Esports, even they get 2 eliminations. So now Akatsuki Esports, they'll be focusing on Team Mad Pigs. Comparatively, Mad Pigs doesn't have enough resources. They don't have much healings as well. Alan Boy gets knocked out on the sidelines. Flush comes in immediately, and that is first one row. So Mad Pigs, they're down to 3 players. It's easy for Akatsuki Esports to tackle Mad Pigs now in close range, because they have numbers disadvantage. Rosker Algeria, they are pretty much chill at this point. They're sorted because they're isolated. Nobody is stabbing them in their back, so they can just collect the loot and then they can close in. They won't be forced into fights. That thing is true. Tribe Warriors, gradually they will be closing in the distance. They're taking on the first one row. And Tribe Warriors, they have to be careful because from the back end areas they will be stabbed. And Savage starts it immediately, takes down Crusader. Tax gets knocked out by Lulu. Chips takes down a player. That's a great reflex, but Lulu takes down Chips as well. So Team TV will be getting eliminated on 16th position. Oblivion Esports, they're in the outer skirts of Yasna Poliana, and I don't find any chance of them showing up here. Although they'll get a lot of eliminations, but that will be risky too. And they're in contention, so now they'll be thinking about winning the week 1 finals of 404. Era finals, they'll try to win. They'll have to just survive. They'll have to survive till the very end. And survival is comparatively easy. Triple and X with a sharp reflex. First one draw. Fading fast. Down to 1 player. And there comes in the elimination. Final player goes down. First one row gets eliminated on 15th position in this game. Rosker Algeria has still 2 competitors left in front of them. They have to deal with Akatsuki Esports and Mad Pigs. And I'm stunned that Mad Pigs still hasn't started their fight with Akatsuki Esports. Akatsuki Esports, by the way, they're taking the initiative. Base gets knocked out and open. Boss's frag might get stolen. Skiller gets knocked out, and Boss saw that happening. That frag got stolen, by the way. And both the frags will be taken by Team Rosker Algeria. It's a 2v2 left now. Uniboss, Rayoman, both of them, they need to fight their own battles. Rayoman goes for the grenade, makes the connection on his opponent. Speed. Well, Rayoman was in a wide open area. Speed got a bit late. Dino. Gets caught in the pre-fire. He had to switch on that Honey Badger. I don't know why he had to switch on that Honey Badger. Maybe DBS was not a great option for him. Speed with a great pixel. Speed takes down Error. Speed has gone crazy now. Will he be able to confirm? He's popping in that first aid, and Error is giving all the information in a triple NX. Puts that grenade in. Speed is out. Katsuki Esports gets eliminated on 13th position. Mad Pigs. They will take advantage of the situation. The revival process has just initiated. But on the other side, the action begins. Oblivion Esports, they are fighting Aero 404. This is going to be a hell of a battle. Because if Team Oblivion gets eliminated early, they are losing the championship. They are losing this finals. Burunov gets knocked out as well. Mark Z and 777, they are way behind and they are just trying to provide cover. Even Marks gets knocked out, so it's QRX Esports showing up out of nowhere. 777 is the final player surviving, and within a fraction of a second, 777 Esports, this whole fight has slipped out of their hands. Now 777 has to survive alone. He has to take his team to the very end stages if they want to win the finals of 404 Aero Week 1. By the way, Team 404, even they are being warned by Team QRX. They won't be spared. RH Academy will be joining the party. But obviously RH Academy, they don't want to get caught between two teams at the same time. So they will let QRX Esports fight Team 404 first. And then they will show up. And just one casualty from QRX Esports has been able to give to Team 404 till now. Slazy. There's a clean spray. Takes down a player of Team QRX. Tinder by mistake sits inside that vehicle. Makes it more easy for Ryuga to connect. Tinder is out. QRX Esports, they're falling apart. Rehan is the final man. Just surviving in 10 HP. Slazy gets him, but Slazy himself gets knocked out. Bang Z will flush out Slazy. Norwich Academy is well spreaded. That's why Slazy didn't get enough cover. Melio, what was he doing? Why did he save his teammate? Bang Z, what did he do? Why did he turn around? So many questions now at this point. Bang Z is out. The Norwich Academy now, they are closing in. Ryuga is ready for this 1v1. Oh, that cover. Melio takes down Ryuga. Madeline, final player surviving for Team 404. Norwich Academy mauling Team QRX, bothering Team 404. Both the teams at the same time. 5 elims for them, by the way. Just 8 teams and 25 players are now alive. And this was expected from this game. Yasnaya Poliana has been conquered by Team Revo. That is surprising for me. Team Revo entering Yasnaya Poliana and destroying all the teams present there. RB Esports, after the last winner chicken dinner, they find themselves in contention. That's why they're holding so much. One Esports as well. I mean, they got a winner chicken dinner and a hashtag 2 in the last game. So even One Esports, they are in contention. So they have to survive. Team 404, they are eliminated on 8th position, so we are just left with 7 teams and 24 players. I don't understand why Team Last Hope Esports is playing so much cautiously. I mean, Last Hope Esports, they're not in contention. So there's no point of them playing passively or cautiously. There's no point of them holding. They should have initiated fights. Last Hope Esports needs to change their intent. Team Revo. Just that one Miramar has given them hopes. Just because of that one Miramar where they got hashtag 2. They are playing passive. But they have to get eliminations. Just 3 eliminations are not going to help them to get hashtag 1. They are way down on points table. They are lacking with a lot of points. In One Esports comparatively, they have a great lead over Team Revo Esports. So if Revo Esports wants to change things in points table, they have to get eliminations. That's the only way they are getting the hashtag 1. And Hatemost will be traced down. That's a great way to create the first opening. Sapsona retaliates back on Team 1 Esports. They took the initiative. They got out of the compounds. And they tried to square up on Team Revo Esports. And usually when a team is holding inside a compound, they don't come up with this kind of strategy. But expect the unexpected, ladies and gentlemen. RH Academy, down to 1. Astrea now needs to figure out. Is Astrea interested in this final fight against Team STG? Or Astrea wants to survive? Although by surviving, RH Academy is not going to get the desired outcome or hashtag 1. Only top 2 teams will win cash for themselves. So winding up on 3rd position isn't going to create any kind of difference for you. In Norwich Academy, they have to pull off a miracle even if they want to finish on 3rd position. So they are nowhere closer. They're not even close. They're nowhere closer. Here we go, One Esports. Good reset for them. Hate Squad a revival. And Last Hope Esports shows up out of nowhere. Jimmy, when are you gonna change the seat? Wow! Manu and Jimmy changed the seat right at the same time. Maybe Jimmy was even waiting for Manu to change the seat of his vehicle. He was waiting at that moment. He was waiting for that moment, and that happened right on time. That was a coincidence, maybe. Maybe Jimmy wanted to swap the seat, but due to some reason, he took some time. Jimmy gets knocked out. He gets finished off. One Esports retreating from this fight. RB Esports pinning down the #1 team. Attacking the #1 team. And maybe they're competing against One Esports only, so it's important for them to stop One Esports from getting more points in this game. Especially the placement points. Just 5 points of eliminations. And now it becomes 3 points of placement or 2 points of placement. Yeah, 2 points of placement it becomes now. 7 points for One Esports. Slow climb on the points table. Slow and steady wins the race. Every game, get your average points instead of doing most of the job in just one game. Most of the teams, they don't do anything in the first 2 games, and they force themselves to become the unstoppable force of nature and do the unreal stuff in the Rondo. And some teams succeed, some teams don't. But the best strategy would be getting average points in each and every game. And this is just stage 2, and we are left with 6 teams and 14 players. Kiara heading towards the safe areas, but I feel like Team Revo, there's not much left for you. Only eliminations would have made the difference. But now, Revo Esports won't be able to get eliminations as well from this game, so it's almost game over. Nothing much is left. Kiara alone won't be able to get all the eliminations. STG Esports to put an end to Papi. Team Revo down to 1 player officially. And now STG Esports is the kind of team who can really do the search and hunt job. Searching all the teams, hunting them down, eliminating them one by one. That's the kind of job which suits HTG Esports at this point, because STG Esports, they're very low on the points table. And they're just farming aura for them, seems like. And most of the teams are in the center. And now One Esports, they are trapped in that compound. Maybe RB Esports, they know about the positions. No, they don't. RB Esports was just taking a look. One Esports didn't make much sound. Didn't make any noise. So RB Esports has no clue at this point. Didn't they see vehicles of One Esports parked inside that compound? They didn't check well, I guess. Maybe RB Esports, they're trying to fool us, but they know about One Esports. But they're just pretending that they don't know, so that it's an excuse for them to not participate into a fight. But on the other side, they'll be meeting Team HTG Esports, and now this is, I mean, a bad opponent to pick a fight against. Because HTG Esports has no pressure on them. HTG Esports is okay with winning and losing. If you meet HTG Esports, they're not going to back off from a fight. Hanzo gets knocked out. Blank with a terrific tracing. Down to 2 players now. Team RB is. So, better decision would have been fighting against One Esports rather than fighting HTG Esports, who has incredible gun power. And at the same time, there is no pressure in their minds. They have a lot to win, nothing to lose. But in that case, fighting against a team like STG Esports, that's just committing suicide. By the way, Astrea, Nock finishes a play of Team STG. Faker shows up with that hovercraft. And he's just trying to crush Faker. But wow, that's a genius move by Astrea. Astrea gets into that hovercraft, but that's like baiting himself. But that hovercraft was eventually going to burst. And Wings takes down Astrea of Team RH Academy, and that's it. STG Esports' first setback for a war RH Academy gets eliminated on 6th position, and the search continues. But where did the two other players of RB Esports head to? Where did they head to? Well, they eventually end up to as One Esports. Still, the fighting mode hasn't been enabled by Team RB Esports. They're still trying to survive. They're still trying to choose the easy way. And I feel like Rondo, they had the circle privilege. That's the only reason why they got that winner chicken dinner. Recall phase wasn't that great for them. And at that point, ATX Esports made a bad decision. And they gave a very easy chance for Team RB Esports to take them down. If ATX Esports had attacked RB Esports instead of grabbing the spot inside the circle, maybe RB Esports would have lost that fight. Maybe RB Esports could have lost that fight. Just one decision changing everything on points table. If ATX Esports had fought RB Esports, imagine the difference on points table. It was just about one decision. If ATX Esports had fought Team RB at that point, the complete scenario would have changed. But here we are, 5 teams, 9 players. Mahir, Mo, and Joe surviving for Team RB. And they are keeping themselves away from fights. STG Esports now, even they've slowed down the pace. Gara, he's lurking out of the circle. He's roaming out of the circle. Keeping himself away from his opponents. But Team Revo needs to understand that this kind of gameplay is not going to help them to secure #1. They need eliminations. Without eliminations, even if you get a winner chicken dinner with one elimination, 11 points, are not going to change anything for them. And I completely respect the playstyle of 777 of Team Oblivion. I totally respect that, because Team Oblivion in the first game as well, they were very much aggressive. First game as well, they played really well. They got #2. Second Miramar, Johnny survived really well. That game as well, they got top 6. In the last game, they got a dozen of eliminations. But they didn't make it to the top 10. They didn't get any placement points. And here they are. So they're in contention, so they can play passively. And there's not much difference on the points table as well. The points margin is not that big. So the placement points alone can do the job for Oblivion Esports. And RB Esports, they will be seen by One Esports now. So One Esports making no noise. STG, by the way, they have no clue where their opponents are. I wish they could hear me. I could have told them where their opponents actually are. STG Esports, they didn't even check once that compound. Should have headed towards that compound. They are trying to scout their opponents in the outer skirts of the circle. They didn't even try to head towards the center. Now is the time. STG Esports should at least go and check that compound. They didn't even check it once. I mean, it's so much obvious with the kind of circle that's formed right now. Teams surely must be at the center. Teams surely must be in that compound. If I were the IGL of Team STG Esports, I would have surely gone towards that one compound, which is inside the circle right now. 70 Town is inside the compound. Is inside the circle. I would have surely gone towards the compound, which is inside the circle. Yeah, did I say compound? Inside the compound, did I say? If I did, I'm sorry for that. Sometimes I lose my my concentration, and I choose wrong words. Wrong words come out of my mouth. So yeah, if I were the IGL of STG Esports, I'll quote it again. If I were the IGL of STG Esports, I would have surely gone towards that compound, which is right at the center of the circle. But STG Esports now, I don't know why they've slowed down the pace of the game. It becomes quite boring because you're left with just 5 teams and 9 players in such a big circle. By the way, Gara came in a bit closer. Oh, and Wings! Now is the time. Trace him down. And Gara makes a mistake. But Wings made a bad decision there by not tracing him down. And Gara gets a chance. But Gara is not going to run away. And Gara will be taken down by Faker OG. So, Team Revo, aggressive gameplay would have been a better decision. Revo Esports gets eliminated on 5th position. We're left with 4 teams, 8 players. Yes. Circle moves for a centralized shift. By the way, Circle moves for Western shift, not a centralized shift. Leaving One Esports and Team RB trapped in that compound. But Team RB is trying to move out. And now STG Esports, they've heard the shots. They know it. One team is. One Esports is. Mahir, he's almost about to get eliminated. Almost eliminated there. But somehow he survives. And STG Esports now, multiple opponents in front of their eyes. Even 777 of Oblivion Esports. Musa will be stabbed in his back. His vehicle is being damaged. Mahir, 777 in the same compound. Both the solo players in a 1v1 fight. And Mahir, I guess, he will take down 777? No. 777 makes it to the safe area before that grenade damaging him. And he goes with a jump shot with that P90. Mahir is out. RB Esports gets eliminated on 4th position. 3 teams, 6 players. STG Esports, they have a huge numbers advantage. At least this last game, STG Esports should be able to get a winner chicken dinner. But I feel like Oblivion Esports deserves more. Because they came closer more. They came closer more as compared to Team HTG to get a winner chicken dinner. But the problem is 777 is a solo player. Even if he wants to get a winner chicken dinner, it's difficult. But he has a P90. He has a P90, and that weapon itself can make the difference. HTG Esports, even though they know the position of 777, they will want to pin down Team One Esports out of the circle. One Esports is the bigger fish as compared to 777. And very smartly, STG Esports will regroup themselves inside the circle, leaving One Esports out. So T-Nos surely is going to face the damage of the blue, I guess? No, not yet. He is in the safe areas. And now the circle moves for a northern shift. So only Wings is the man who is inside the circle for Team HTG Esports. 4X. Oh, that's T-Nos who will be knocking down Musa. STG Esports is under pressure. And even 777 now is unleashing on HTG Esports. But this is a bad situation where HTG Esports is caught. And they can slip their hands. Their hands might get slipped on this game. T-Nos finishes Musa, so there's no point of grenading T-Nos now. Faker needs to protect himself. Maybe he'll get inside his vehicle and head towards the circle. Eventually, One Esports, they will get caught because of the blue zone. So Wings has to do most of the job now. Even if Faker gets knocked out, Wings will have to take up the responsibility of making One Esports not enter the circle. They have to die because of the blue zone. They have to get eliminated because of the blue zone. The complete responsibility is on Wings. 777 keeps on bothering Faker. T-Nos is so much low. Blue zone hasn't started moving yet. But there comes in the close in. 4X won't stop. 4X gets knocked out. Faker, you need to focus on T-Nos. T-Nos with the DBS takes down Faker. But the blue zone has started moving in. And one thing is true, that T-Nos won't be able to save 4X. He will get eliminated because of the blue zone. Both of them are going to get eliminated because of the blue zone. So it all comes down to a heal battle. And there's a small chat going on between Faker and One Esports. 777 versus Wings. A 1v1 fight. And how much time is this fight going to take is the question now. Does Wings know where 777 is? And Wings should know that this is the chance for him to cross this road. Oh my goodness. Now the circle has ditched 777. But he has a vehicle. And with that vehicle maybe he will be able to enter the circle. Wings needs to be good with his tracing. He needs to be on point with his tracing. Because he will just get one chance. And 777, he wants to close in desperately. If he does, he will utilize that P90. That's going to be a sad news for Wings, even though he has a shotgun there. But still, even though he has a shotgun, that shotgun is not going to be that much effective against a weapon like P90. And he falls down. Maybe 777 won't give his frag to his opponents. If he doesn't have a vehicle, he's not going to step out in a wide open area. But maybe he can trust his reflexes since he has a P90. But the range is too long. P90 for mid-range, not a good option really. 777 is trying to create two smoke pathways. The other one is about to fade off. He's created a new one. Wings trying to utilize the grenades. And finally 777 now he enters open areas. Wings will go for that spray and he has dealt immense damage on 777. But by the time Wings closes in, 777 will easily be able to heal himself. He first uses a grenade. And the grenade will again deal the same amount of damage as he dealt in the first spray. Oh, Wings made a blunder and 777 stole the winner chicken dinner out of Team HTG's hands. What a finish. Finally, Oblivion Esports, they get their hands on winner chicken dinner. And that's it. That's the end of match number 4. I hope you all guys have enjoyed. And if yes, make sure to hit that like and that subscribe button. I'm Saida signing off. Bye bye. Good night and take care.